Okay, after doing the configurations for tailwind CSS, you need to restart your server. Okay, so now let's control click again, and let's see what do we have. Yeah, now it's working. So this class you're seeing here is for the text. For example, the maximum it goes is 9x. So, but it doesn't matter. Let's say in Tailwind, if there's something that Tailwind doesn't have, you can create your own classes as well. For example, let's say I want to have a text that should have a size of 600 pixels. Now Tailwind doesn't have this. So what we can do is we can say text and then these array brackets. Okay, inside these array brackets you can specify whatever you want. Let's say I'm going to say 600px. It's going to make it 600px, no questions asked. There you go. Similarly, let's say I want to have a color that Tailwind doesn't have, so I can just write text dash red. It's gonna make it into a red color. Then we have a lot of different classes as well in Tailwind. Let's say I want to have a green color. What was the class for green color in Bootstrap?
Success.
Success. But in Tailwind, it's nothing fancy. It's just the actual keyword. So we can say what? We can say text green, and then we have shades of the green color. Like the lower number means lighter shade, and the bigger number means darker shades. So I'm gonna say, let's say 700. So it's gonna have a green color of. Let me make it big. So how do I make it big? I can say text. Let's say 5 pixels. Yeah, perfect. Now we have the green color.
Can we do the same thing for background?
Yeah, exactly. Let's say I want to have a yellow background. What should I say?
So background,
BG, and then
BG,
dash.
and then the color.
Yeah. What color do we want? We want yellow, so we're gonna say yellow. And whatever the shade you want, let's say 400. It's not saved. Save it first. Here you go. Okay, so it's nothing complex. In fact, Tailwinds make everything a lot easier as compared to Bootstrap. Also, we have a lot of out-of-box options as well. For example, do we have hover effect in Bootstrap? Like, can we do the hover effect in Bootstrap in the classes? We can.
No, sir.
Whereas in Tailwind, we can do it. How? I can say hover, and then I can put columns. And whatever I want to do on hover. Let's say I want to change the background. So I can say BG pink and 600. Save it, and that's it. Look. Okay. And similarly, let's say I want to put smoothness on it. How do I put smoothness in hover effects?
Transition.
Transition. So we can do what? We can simply say transition and all. And that's it. Here you go. Now it's going to be a lot smoother. But if you want to make it more smooth, you can simply put duration and the number of seconds you want. Sorry, the milliseconds. So let's say I want to have 700 milliseconds. So it would be slower. Here you go. So is the basic clear? Like we have a lot of stuff in Tailwind, but it's going to be project based learning. You will learn a lot of stuff as we progress forward. Okay, let's get back to our project. What happened here? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm still seeing this previous project. I want to see the one I've made just now, the counter one. So why can't I see it? Like this is right here. It's saying counter, but I cannot see it on my screen. What should I do?
Sir, you have to call it.
Very good. Call it where?
Its parent.
Who's the parent of? Like what is the meeting point? What is the entry
Like
point?
app.jx.
Very good. If you want to see something, you have to call it in the app.js. Currently, the state component is being called. Comment it out using control question mark. It's going to comment it out. So now we need to call counter here. So how do we do it?
Empty fragment.
Very good. Fragments, and then we can do counter. Just going to import it itself. Save it, and let's see, do we have it or not? Come on. And yeah, perfect. We have the counter. So let's do the designing first, and then we can focus on the functionality. So I want to have a container. It's the same container as in Bootstrap with MX Auto, so we can get it in the center and text center. So everything inside this container is inside the center. So all of these classes you are familiar with. Okay. What does MX Auto mean?
Horizontal center.
Very good. And then we can have H1 with text 9XL. What does this mean, 9XL?
The text size?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot bigger. So here you go. Perfect. Now we need to have buttons under this text. So what we can do is we're going to say button with a class of.
BTN.
There's no BTN in Tailwind. You have to do everything on your own. Okay. So you need to forget about BTN. So I'm going to say px3. What does px3 mean? What does
No, Fadan didn't take it.
what does
I bought it.
px3 mean?
Uh, Padding in
Very good.
horizontal.
Very good. So py2. Let's I'm going to say rounded MD. Let's put some shadow here as well. And then we're going to say bg rows. What does rows mean? Yeah, exactly. And let's say it's going to say decrease. I'm going to copy it down 2 times. This one is going to say reset, and this one is going to say increase. Let's change the colors for each one, and this one is going to be green. Here you go. Perfect. Now we want to have spacings between them, so I can select all of them simultaneously, and I can say mx3, and I can then put the text to be white. So if I want to make them bold, the class for the class and Tailwind for that is font bold. Here you go. Now you want to have cursors of pointer. So what I can do is simply put cursor pointer, and it's say width. Here you go. Okay, now I want to have hover effect on them. What should I do?
Hover?
Very good, hover. And then what I can do is
Column?
columns, and let's change the colors to be different, darker versions of them. So I'm going to say by default it's 600 shade. When it's hovered upon, it should become 800. This one as well. Let's say 800. This one as well. Green 800. So 800 would mean a darker shade. We can test it out. Here you go. And then what we can do more is, let's say I want to have an effect on these buttons when they are clicked. Like I want to feel it that they are being clicked. How can I do that? We have another pseudo class that's called active. So active would mean when this button is being pressed. So I'm going to say active, and then I'm going to say scale to be 95. It will mean that when I click on a button, it's going to press inwards, and it's going to have an effect on the eyes on the user that's being pressed. Let's see. I've put on one of the buttons. Let's test it out. Look, it feels like the button is being clicked. Okay, is it clear until now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now let's move towards the real thing. Now what do I want to do? When I click on increase, I want to increase this 0. When I click on this decrease, I want to decrease the number. And when I click on reset, I want to reset whatever the value is. Let's say it's 4 at the moment, it should reset back to 0. Okay, So what I want to do is I want to change this. So whenever we have something that is being changed in React, what do we use? Whenever you want to change something in React, what do we do? What do we use? Come on, it was a previous project.
Um, like, can you specify, like, what do you mean by change?
Okay, yeah. So do you guys remember the previous project when we changed the salam to something else? So we changed the UI, user interface. So this time we want to change this 0. Okay, we want to change this 0 to something else. So whenever we talk about change in React, we always use state hook. Whenever there's something being
Okay.
changed in React, you always use state. Okay, so if I want to change the 0, where do I have to put the 0? Where would I have to put the 0 if I want to change it? I have to put it inside the use state
Curly
hook.
brackets.
Yeah.
Curly bracket?
No. First we have to create the use state hook. Okay, because we want to change this. So whenever we want to change something in React, we use state. So how
Okay.
do we declare use state? How do we create use state? How do we create it? So we go,
You write it before return.
yeah, we go before the return statement. So what does use state returns us? It returns us what? It returns us an
Um.
array.
Oh.
And
Okay.
that array has how many values?
Two values.
Two values. First value is the variable, and second value is the function that is going to change that variable. So what should we name our variable? Like we want to change this 0. So what is a sensible name for our variable?
Change name.
Yeah, we can do change, or we can do, let's say, count. Okay, and the function name should be, it can be anything, but what is the standard practice?
Set count.
Very good. We do set count. And both of these things are coming from where? Where are they coming from?
Hook.
Which hook? Which hook are they coming from? They are coming from use state hook. Okay, so I need to import it in order to use it, but it's acting up again. No. Okay, so here's the syntax for use state. Now tell me this, what is the initial state of our counter? Like from where our count should start?
From zero.
0. So this thing, this use state is going to hold what? Is going to hold 0. This is our initial state. And here we have hard coded the 0. Now here it's not going to be written 0. What is going to be written inside this h1? Whatever the value is inside what?
In use state.
And the name of use state is, like, what is the name of our variable?
Like set count.
Count. Set count is the function that is going to change the count. So variable name is count. So what we are going to say is, whatever the value is inside the count, show me that. And why did I put these curly brackets? Why did I do it? Why the curly braces?
Are in JavaScript.
Very good, because this count is inside the JavaScript. So basically this 0 is being stored inside this count, and what we are saying is that h1 is going to show this count and whatever the value is inside the count. So at the moment it's 0. So what we are going to see is 0. If I were to change it to, let's say, 10, what do you think we would see?
10.
Perfect, we're going to see 10. Okay, so now almost everything is like before, but now we can change this number. And in React, if you want to change something, you always use statehood. Okay, let's do this increase functionality first. So what do we want to do? We want to do what on increase? What do we want to do on increase?
Like event listener
Very good,
only.
event listener. So how do we attach an event listener? Come on, we did this in last class.
On click.
Very good. We're gonna use on click is equals to, and then after this is equals, what do we put? What do we do after these equals? We put curly braces because we want to put a function whenever this button is clicked, and curly braces are for JavaScript because functions are only in
Java.
JavaScript.
JavaScript.
So we discussed about two kinds of function in the previous class. What were those two kinds? What were the two kinds of function we discussed?
With parameter and without parameter.
Yeah, it was inline and one was internal. Okay, so what was the difference between these two? What was the difference between inline and internal function?
Inline was the element.
No, there was a difference in how we call them. Do you guys remember?
The
Like if we want to do an inline function, we need to first invoke it. You guys need to pay again. I'm gonna say a lot of attention in React. It's really important. So if it's inline, we have to invoke the function. But if it's internal, like it's above the React return statement, you can put the name of that function. Okay, so let's say this time we want to use inline function. So what do we need to do? We need to do what?
invoke it
Invoke it. And what do we want to do when we click on count? Well, sorry, when we click on increase, what do we want to do? It's really
Increase the
simple.
count by one.
Very good. We want to increase the count by 1. And what is the thing that is going to change count?
Count.
No, no, no. What is something
Sorry,
that
set
is
count.
set count.
set count? So we're gonna call set count. It's a function, so that's my parentheses. So what do we want to do? We want to take the value of count and add 1 to it. So write what we just said. So count, take the value of count and add 1 to it. And that's it. You've got yourself a counter. Let's test it out.
And you would do the same thing for decrease.
Exactly. Let's do it. How do we do it?
Okay, so
On click first because we want to put event
yes,
listeners, and then
on click and then
So we would subtract it
parentheses.
here.
yeah, we'll
You're gonna
just subtract
invoke
it.
it.
But there's a proper syntax. What should I do first?
You're gonna invoke it
Invoke it, and why do we need to invoke it?
because it's an inline
Very good, because
element.
it's inline function. So invoke it, and what are we going to say?
We're gonna uh so we have to put this function which is set count.
Very good, because we want to change the count, and this set count changes the count. So set count. What do we want to
Then
do?
parentheses count
We want to,
minus one.
yes, take the value of count, and then subtract 1 from it, and that's it. Let's see. Perfect. Now we want to do it with reset as well. So on the reset button, what should I say?
You're gonna do on click
On click, and then
and then you're gonna invoke it.
invoke it. Yes. What do we want to invoke?
The set count the
Set count.
function.
And what is the value we want to set?
Count.
Okay, if I were to do, let's say count. Okay. So what is the value of count? What is the value of count at the moment? It's 8. If I were to click on increase,
Oh, it's eight.
it's
So
now
you're gonna
9.
put
So if I
Yeah,
want to
now
click
nine.
on reset, we've said that whenever we click on reset, set the value of count to be equals to count. So that the
Now,
moment,
oh, you're gonna equal it to 0.
yeah, so we'll just put 0 here because this count set count directly targets this count. What we're saying here is whatever the value of count is, whenever reset is being clicked, set that value of count to be 0, and that's it. You got yourself
Okay.
a fully functional counter. Hey you. So many questions?
Okay. No.
No, sir.
Okay, now there are two
Okay,
things.
well.
Yeah, you have to practice a lot because there was some. I've noticed that you don't remember the previous classes thing. You have to do a lot of practice. Okay, because this thing demands a lot of practice, and this is really important. This part of the course. Okay, so I have one. You have this homework, okay? But there is there's one problem, and that is you have to practice using the inline function, and then for the homework you have to do it for internal. You have to change this into an internal function. Okay, like
All right, sir.
a single function is going to target all of these buttons. A single function is going to handle all of the functionality of these buttons. Okay, here
Okay.
we have put it separately, like every button has its own functionality. But all of these buttons are going to call a single function, and inside that single function you would put your logic. First thing. Second one is this should not go beneath 0. It shouldn't go beneath 0. Okay, even if user keeps
Okay.
on clicking, it should keep stuck on this 0.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, that will be it for today, and inshallah for the next class we have a lot of stuff, but please, you have to practice these two classes. They are really important. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
so yeah, now if you don't have any questions, you guys can leave. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Allah
Love
Thank
Hafiz.
this.
you.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Right.